No, a little bit further. There we go. All right, yours. Good afternoon. It's May 12th, 5:02. Calcasieu Parish School Board officially come to order. We're going to start off the meeting with Ms. Karen Hardy McReynolds, leading us in a prayer.
In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. Gracious and loving God, we thank you for the gift of wisdom, guidance, and strength that has carried us through the academic year. As we gather together in this May meeting, may we reflect on the challenges we overcame, the milestones we reached, and the community we have built. We lift our students, teachers, and staff. We ask that you bless their hard work, the lessons that they learn, both inside and outside the classroom. Continue to take root and flourish. As we close out this year, we pray that all graduating students, as they step into a new chapter, we also pray for rest, renewal, and safety for everyone in school, the district, over the summer months ahead. We finally ask you for your continued guidance over this school board. Grant us the wisdom to make decisions for the future of our youth, support our educators, and foster safe, inclusive, thriving environment for all. Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dr. Van Meter, whenever you're ready, we can do roll call.
Yes, sir. Ms. Hale. Here. Mr. Bumgarner.
Here.
Mr. Brogue. Mr. Brogue. Here. Mr. Castile. Here. Ms. Fontenot.
here,
Ms. Gay. Mr. Hardesty.
Here.
Ms. Hardy McReynolds.
here,
Mr. Niscali.
Here.
Mr. O'Banion.
Here.
Mr. Pichon. Here. Mr. Roberts. Here. Mr. Tarver. Reverend Wallace.
Here.
And Dr. Washington.
present.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. Before we start, I'd also like to recognize Mr. Kevin Birkin, our Bessie board member. Okay, item number 3, approval of minutes, April 14, 2026. So moved. Motion by Mr. Rose, seconded by Dr. Washington. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Moving on to number 4 is our presentations. First, we'll have Mr. Jamie Raspberry, the Director of Lake Charles Memorial Hospital. What's the matter?
Good evening. Tonight I'm going to be giving the quarterly report for the dates of February the 1st through April the 30th. During that time frame, we covered 127 varsity baseball games, 21 JV baseball games. We had 12 baseball tournaments in the parish, 84 softball games, 9 JV softball games, 3 softball tournaments, 44 varsity basketball games, 9 varsity track meets, 4 JV track meets, and we did the LHSA boys top 28 at Burton Coliseum, provided the sports medicine services, as well as the state softball tournament held in Sulphur. And we had our Lake area physicals on this Saturday, which all of our schools were invited, and that was a great success. And currently this week, we are covering the LHSA baseball tournament held in Sulphur, providing the services to them. During those dates, we did 74 injury assessments. During that quarter, of those 74, only 14 of those, or 19%, need to seek the attention of a physician. We're still visiting our schools 5 days a week for our contract with y'all, and we really appreciate y'all's support as always. And we're finishing out the school year, getting ready for summer, getting ready for sport workouts and summer practices and basketball leagues. So does anybody have any questions? Thank y'all.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Next, we'll have Michael Hardy and Darren Dodson, STEM Center, to go over the robotics Vex World qualifiers.
Good evening, guys. My name is Michael Hardy. I'm the Regional Robotics Coordinator for our Region 5 STEM Center here in Lake Charles. Region 5 STEM Center is a regional hub that supports STEM education across SWLA with students, teachers, and schools across multiple parishes. We help provide access to programs, robotics, engineering, drones, and other emerging technologies. Through partnership with our schools, industry, and other higher ed, we build a pipeline that starts in the elementary through middle school, high school, and into college and careers. This year, that pipeline and the state as a whole was on full display at our Vex Worlds competition in St. Louis, Missouri, where Louisiana was proudly represented by teams from across all levels. Tonight, we will recognize some of those teams from here in Calhoun Parish who competed at that world stage. Before we recognize the teams, I do want to highlight what it takes to get to this level, guys. These teams have competed in programs developed by both Vex Robotics and the REC Foundation, both of which emphasize a student-centered learning, real-world applications of STEM skills. Each season, teams are given a new game and a game manual that can easily exceed over 100 pages of rules, guidelines, and updates that the students themselves are liable to know. The game changes every year, and teams have only a single season to develop, build, program, design, and compete with that robot while continuously growing and improving along the way. These are student-driven teams, meaning the students handle the design, the build, the code, the documentation, even the interviews during the competitions, while they troubleshoot, adapt, make adjustments, not just throughout the season, but throughout competitions as a whole. Earning a spot at World Championships is no small feat. At this time, I'll call each team. Students, please come forward as your team is announced. I'd like to tell you everything that every team has done, but I don't think we want to stay here till June. So I'm going to try to give you some of the highlights, okay, guys? So first up, we have some of our elementary IQ teams. We have our T.S. Cooley Tigers. This is team 19901A with Coach Mike Robel. Our Cooley Tigers not only won excellence and teamwork champions at our state championship held here in Lake Charles in February, but in their division at World Championships, they were 7th out of their whole division, and they finished 43rd in the world in skills. Next we have, for our middle school competitors, we have our W.W. Lewis team. This is our Rebels Going Rogue, team 19140A, with Coach Sarah St. Cyr. Not only did they win Excellence Award at state, but when they qualified for Worlds, they had one of the toughest divisions in the middle school division, and they were one of our top competitors from our middle school teams here in Louisiana. For our next group, I'd like to call up our FK teams. So we have 3 FK teams here appearing here tonight, 70699A, D, and C. So at state championships, A took state championships, D took the design award, and C took the create award. Not only did C and D take these awards at state, but A brought home a world-recognized award for their division known as the Energy Award. This is the second year in a row that FK has brought home a world-recognized award. And our FK coaches are Miss Sandra Hayes and Miss Lavina Swanson. Up next, we have some of our high school teams. First, we have our 3184A, the Tortoise. With Coach Stephanie Jackson from Sulphur High. These guys took state tournament champions at state. So they were one of the top alliance partners at our state championships. They took first in skills at the Louisiana State Championships. And then when they got their invite to Worlds, they pulled 20th in their division of over 85 teams and 205th in the world for skills of over 800 teams. And then to close out our high school teams, we have our Barb high school teams. So there are 3 teams here in representation tonight. The 4th team is not here today, but this is with Coach Ellen Bradley. We have team 43146K Kraken. We have 43146R Riptide. And we have 43146B the Buccaneers. Let's quickly go over some accolades. At state, Kraken took design and tournament finalists. At state, Riptide won tournament champions and second in skills. Bucks pulled 5th in skills at state and tournament finalists. And of the 4 teams in the final match, Barb was 3 of those spots, and Torquay was the other one. In closing, these teams represent the very best of what our robotics programs have to offer, demonstrating teamwork, problem solving, and real-world engineering skills at the highest level. Join me one more time in giving all of our students and coaches another round of applause, please. We're incredibly proud of what they've all accomplished and what they represented and what they've come to represent for our schools, our region, and our state. And thank you for your time in recognizing our amazing students.
Next, is Ms. Carrie Broussard here? For the Louisiana Junior Beta.
I can announce it.
Okay, you want to?
Sure.
Thank you, Tom.
Yes, sir. So we have 3 students for Louisiana Junior Beta. And the first student is Noah Blackwell from FKY Middle. We've got JP Ledoux from SJ Wells Middle. He's state vice president. And we've got Tucker Patton from SJ Wells Middle. He is state leadership representative. Congratulations.
Next, we'd like to recognize the Math Association of America. Coming up, we'll have Ms. Linda Jacob and Renee Broussard.
It's my honor tonight to recognize the students who participated in the AMC 8, a national mathematics competition sponsored by the Mathematical Association of America and hosted locally by McNeese State University. Tonight we honor 5 students whose scores placed them in the top 25% nationally. 3 of these students also tied for first place in our local competition. Wayne Sal from S.J. Welch Middle School placed in the top 25% nationally. Maddox Bordelon from F.K. White also placed in the top 25th nationally. Ahan Shohei from F.K. White placed in the top 25% nationally and tied for first locally. Min Do from S.J. Welch also tied for first locally and placed in the top 25% nationally. I'm sorry, Mason Marnay from Maplewood Middle School also tied for first place.
This time, if you're a parent of any of the students that have been recognized, we'd also like you to stand up and show our appreciation because it takes a lot of work to get these kids to get the achievements that they've had. Stand up and be recognized. Accelerated reader is next. That will be Ms. Beth Ferguson.
I want to also call up the librarian from the school where the student received this award, because I would love you to meet our librarians. This is Brittany Haynes from Frash Elementary, and she had a big part in this, you know. Accelerated Reader is a program where students read books and then they test their comprehension. It is very difficult for a student to receive 1,000 Accelerated Reader points. Most books are between a half a point and maybe 8 points. And so think about how many books you have read to get 1,000 Accelerated Reader points. It's very rare, and last year we had one student, and guess what? That same student decided she was gonna do it again. I think that's awesome. So she's not giving up, she's gonna get it hopefully every year. So last year she was in 3rd grade, this year she's in 4th grade. I want you to meet Valentina Peoples from Frash Elementary. The librarian should be with her. She has a big part in this, and I'm so proud of Miss Haynes. Thank you.
Next, if we can get Ms. Krista Folks, Supervisor, Director of Related Services.
Hello, everyone. Tonight, I'd like to introduce Ms. Krista Oquam, who has been an employee of the Calhoun Parish School Board for 19 years and a dedicated member of Vincent Settlement Elementary for 16 years, consistently turning daily tasks into meaningful support for students, staff, and the school community. She began her career in 2007 as a special education paraprofessional at E.K. Key Elementary before becoming lab manager, where she built a reputation for reliability and a strong work ethic. In 2010, she joined Vincent Settlement Elementary and in 2015 became the school secretary. In her role, Krista supports school administration, ensures smooth daily operations, and creates a welcoming environment for students, families, and staff. She also partners with local organizations, including Westlake Chemical, to bring additional resources and school spirit to campus. Known for her dependability, leadership, and heart for service, Krista plays a vital role in the continued success of Vincent Settlement Elementary. It is my pleasure to introduce the Elementary Support Staff Person of the Year, Ms. Krista Oquam.
Next, we'd like to recognize our lead council students from Washington Marion High School, from Sulphur High School. And to do this, we're going to have Kate Griner from Woodside LNG.
So actually, we'll be having me, Heather Hohenstein, this evening. We just wanted to make it hard for you. Thank you very much for having us this evening. Yes, I'm Heather Hohenstein. I'm Director of External Affairs with Woodside Energy. We are doing the Louisiana LNG liquefied natural gas export project in the Sulphur Carlos area. And we are absolutely thrilled to be part of the Southwest Louisiana community. Our project represents a $17.5 billion investment in Southwest Louisiana. To date, Woodside and its contractors have committed $1 billion into Louisiana businesses, and once operational, will be representing hundreds of permanent, well-paid jobs in the community. But beyond that, we are also invested into being a good neighbor, a good corporate social citizen, and investing in our schools is a big one of those, obviously. Right now here is representing, the future of leaders and the future of our employee base in Southwest Louisiana. And so we're thrilled to invest in that. We are actually partners in education, I believe, with 6 schools. But tonight we're especially excited to present to you our LEAD program. So LEAD stands for Leadership, Enrichment, and Development. This is a program where every year we take a group of students who go through a competitive application process, and we give them a task. And it's to identify an issue in their community that they think they can address, that they can make a lasting and sustainable impact. And so throughout the year, they work with our corporate mentor, Kate Griner, and they meet with faculty advisor mentors as well. And they design and develop a project to address that issue. And we grant each school, we do this with Sulphur High School and Washington Marion High School, and we grant them $20,000 to bring this project to life. So they have just completed our project. They actually did their ribbon cuttings yesterday. They have done an amazing job this year, and so we're happy for them. I know you're tired of listening to me, so I actually want to bring them up to present their projects to you. They have done an amazing job. Also want to give a thank you to the faculty advisors, Trish Trejo and Chantel Bitts, and also the principals who allow us to participate and partner in their schools on this program, Principal Bowie and Principal Dr. Glofus. And a huge thank you also to Kate for managing this program. So we've got Washington Marion High School and Sulphur High School. So we're going to bring up first Washington Marion High School.
Good evening, and thank you for having us here today. I am so honored to be here. My name is Ayana Sterling, and I serve as the marketing manager, project manager, and secretary for our team.
My name is Jaden Jones, and I'm our team's current purchasing and communications manager.
My name is
Tara Guys. I'm the event coordinator and the finance manager.
My name is Joy Jones. I'm the logistics manager.
I am representing Washington Marion's Lead Council, a leadership program where students are given $20,000 by Woodside Energy to complete a project that makes a meaningful impact in the community. Our team chose to focus on seniors because seniors are the most underserved population in our community. Many face isolation and limited access to fresh food and fewer opportunities to stay socially and physically active. We wanted to change that in a meaningful and lasting way. That's why our project is creating raised garden beds for seniors at Whispering Hope in the Lake Charles Senior Center. In addition to garden beds, we have also built benches to give seniors a comfortable place to sit, talk, and socialize. We have also installed a storage unit at Whispering Hope so they can safely keep gardening tools and supplies organized and easily accessible. This project is more than just gardening. It's about connection. First, the socialization aspect. These garden beds and benches will give seniors a shared activity and space where they can come together, talk, laugh, and build relationships. Instead of feeling isolated, they'll have a reason to gather and engage with one another regularly. Second, the health aspect. Gardening encourages light physical activity, which can improve mobility, strength, and overall well-being. It also gives seniors access to fresh fruits and vegetables, supporting healthier eating habits and improving their overall life quality. In terms of finances, we've carefully planned out how to use our $20,000. Approximately 30% will go towards building durable, accessible garden beds, and another 30% has gone towards benches to support comfort and social interaction. The remaining 40% has been dedicated to upkeep and storage, things like soil, tools, plants, maintenance, and the storage unit, so that this project continues to benefit the community long after it's completed. Lead Council has given us the chance to step into leadership roles, make real decisions, and see firsthand how we can create change. But more importantly, it has shown us the power of investing in people, especially those who are often forgotten. We are not just building garden beds, we are building community, improving health, and showing our seniors that they are valued. We'd like to thank Woodside Energy, Washington Marion, Calcasieu Council on Aging, Ms. Fields, Ms. Harvey, and the LNG plant, and all they have done in supporting our project. Thank you.
Thank you, Washington Marion. And Sulphur High. And once they finish, if you have any questions or want to make any comments, please, they'd love to hear your feedback as well.
Good evening. I'm Avery Trent and I'm the project manager. My name is Hall Bowie and I'm currently serving as the lead council secretary and purchasing manager. My name is Aubrey White and I'm currently serving as the communications and research manager.
I'm Madison Virgil. I'm our team's financial manager.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Miley Leach, and I'm this year's marketing manager.
Hi, I'm Charlie Binney, and I'm this year's events and logistics manager.
Everybody has secrets. You have secrets, I have secrets, the people around you have secrets. There are secrets that we tell our close ones, and there are secrets that we don't tell at all. But have you ever had a secret where you wanted to tell someone and you just couldn't? Because you were afraid of how they would react, what would happen to you, and if they'll go and tell other people. Well, this is the quiet reality for many women and young girls. Did you know that 50% of women who experience domestic violence never told and never got the proper care and healing they needed? Therefore, we decided on a project that will enrich feminine culture, educate future generations, better our community, and better our community. We, as the Sulphur High Lead Council, stand here today as the leaders of tomorrow. Lead Council is a student leadership program dedicated to developing confident, service-minded leaders. And with the generous of $20,000 grant from Woodside Energy, we carefully identify community needs and take meaningful action to decide on community impact projects.
Our council believes real change is possible, and it begins with future leaders who are willing to speak up, take action, and stand for what's right. Louisiana consistently leads the nation in domestic homicides, something that is simply not acceptable. By fostering a safe, supportive environment where every voice is heard, we are working to create a stronger, safer community for all. This year, we're focused on raising awareness of domestic violence and gender-related issues, promoting prevention while also empowering women. Our project is built on 3 pillars: prevention, care, and healing. Through our Empower Her event, we educated and inspired others. We partnered with Oasis of Safe Haven, a women's shelter, to create care packages for families in need. And we restored their butterfly garden to provide a more comforting space for those seeking support. By fostering empowerment and compassion, our efforts help build a stronger, more supportive community while inspiring future leaders. We would also like to thank everyone who made this event possible. Thank you to our sponsor, Woodside Energy, the corporate liaison, Ms. Kate, our faculty advisor, Ms. Trejo, our partner, Oasis of Safe Haven, and the assistant director, Ms. Ashley Williams. Our volunteers, Calcasieu Parish Library, Blush Co., Queen of Pink, Suella Nurses, Annalise McGavick, Kinley Lorette, Leslie Petros, Louisiana Red Oak Venue, and our event caterer, Soleil Cafe. And lastly, thank you so much for your attention and time tonight. Our council greatly appreciates it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate. Thank you again.
Dr. Van Meter, as being Washington Marion school board member, I am so grateful for the Woodside LNG. I'd like to thank both schools, Washington Marion and Sulphur, for participating in the program. This is a big community effort, and it's a very win-win for everybody, especially the seniors and Oasis. Thank y'all so much.
They did a great job.
Just to echo with Ms. Hardy, I know our students are leaving out their parents, but those who just presented, both schools, Sulphur and Washington Marion, I just want to let you all know, to all of the students as well as the sponsors, you all did an excellent, excellent job in presenting on today. And you only presented well because you created, you established, and you made a program or came up with a program to help impact the community. And one of the things that stuck with me was whenever you said you're not just building beds, you're building a community building. And both of you all, that's what you're doing. And so I applaud you from my heart. I applaud you for what you do today as well as for your future. Thank you all so very much for taking the stand to make an impact in this community. Thank you.
Not to get long-winded here, but thank you, everybody, the parents and the students that were recognized earlier. Without the parents and the support staff, I mean, I've been doing this for 12 years now, and every time we have a night like this, I'm just blown away by what we offer at Calcasieu Parish. And we can't do it without parents trusting us with their children, great leadership, people like Woodside that invest in our community. So thank you all very much.
Anyone else?
Thank you. Have a lovely evening. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, moving on to the superintendent's report.
Yes, sir. Program governance. There was no policy council meeting in the month of April for 2026. April program highlights, Calcasieu Parish Head Start. During the month of April, the Calcasieu Parish Head Start program provided a variety of engaging and meaningful experiences for students and families, reflecting a strong commitment to whole child development and family engagement. Programs hosted several family-centered events, including Easter egg hunts, parent meetings, literacy nights, and parent-teacher conferences that encouraged active participation and strengthened the connection between home and school. In addition to classroom learning, students benefited from field trips and special visits, including trips to McNeese State University and the Region 5 STEM Center, as well as a book bus visit that allowed each child to select a book to take home, further promoting literacy beyond the classroom. Programs also prioritized health and wellness with dental bus visits, providing essential oral health services and classroom instruction, reinforcing proper hygiene and healthy habits. Staff also engaged in professional development and safety training, including emergency response drills and ongoing instructional support, ensuring high-quality learning environments for all students. Overall, the month of April was filled with meaningful engagement, enriching educational experiences, and collaborative efforts that supported both student success and family involvement across the Calcasieu Parish Head Start programs. You have each received the school population report that reflects the ending numbers in March. The ending numbers in March and the ending numbers in April. I would like to report our April 2026 sales tax numbers, which show collections at $18,896,288, which is $2,663,294 above budget for the month, and $1,565,979, or 9% above collections for the same month in 2025. The latest hurricane report is in your packet. Just a final reminder to all board members, you are required to complete a Tier 2 financial report, the Leaders PDF e-file system, by May 15th. It's coming up this week. This process is now required to be completed online by the state. The disclosure is no longer allowed to be accepted by upload, email, fax, and delivery, or mail. Our final Literacy Day events for the year were held at St. John Elementary and Pearl Watson Elementary. Students were able to participate in literacy games and fun, as well as reading a book with district staff. Thank you to Dr. Anderson for helping organize these and all the Literacy Day events this year. A mass casualty incident drill was held for our EMT students this month, and students were able to practice responding to a mass casualty event and triaging their patients. Thank you to Ms. White and Mr. Fontaine for organizing this event. Our students also participated in the Special Olympics event this month. Students from all over the parish were able to meet at McNeese State University and compete against other students in a variety of events. Ms. Hill and our special education department helped with this event, and we thank them for their efforts. The Lagrange Navy JROTC competed in the Corpus Christi Naval Air Station Championship competition this month, and they were named second place grand champions. So congratulations to these students and First Sergeant Bland, as well as Chief Hamilton, for their hard work. And as mentioned before, we do have our Bessie member tonight, Mr. Kevin Birkin, in attendance. Thank you for attending, Mr. Birkin. And also, this month, condolences to the family, former Superintendent Jude Terrio. He passed away this week. Details of the service arrangements are forthcoming. We'll send something on behalf of the entire family. This concludes the superintendent's report.
Thank you. Next, I need a motion to go into executive session for claim number 48241-2K1G67. Motion by Mr. O'Banion, seconded by Ms. Fontenot. All in favor? Aye. All right, any opposed? Motion carries. Let's go into session. Okay, need a motion to resume the meeting? Motion, seconded by Dr. Washington. Okay, do we need to vote to come back? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, so now, moving on to number 7, take appropriate action on the executive session.
That we settle claims 4A, 241, 2A, 1B, 6, 7, 8.
Motion by Mr. Grove, second by Dr. Washington. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. 8, our committee reports. First, we have the A&T Committee, 28, 2026, Mr. Sean Ball.
Township Affairs, Board Administration, and Personnel Committee.
Meeting was held Tuesday, April 28, 2026, in the boardroom at 3310 Broad Street, Lake Charles, Louisiana. Sean Baumgarten called the meeting to order at 5:02 p.m. and a quorum was present. The committee moved on items 1 through 11. Mr. Barrington presented revisions to the Calhoun Parish School Board policies. There were minor revisions to the language with these policies. Dismissal of employees, GBN. Employee conduct, GB. Behavioral health support for students, JGCF. Notification of school board meetings, BCBB. Sale of surplus equipment, furniture and supplies, DFM. Purchasing, DJE. Recruitment, GBC. Administration of medication, GCD. Emergency Crisis Management, EDBC. Cameras in SPED classrooms, IDD FCA-AD. Employee and student use of artificial intelligence, EFAB. On a motion by Russell Castile and seconded by Aaron Natale, it was recommended to approve the policies. And I so move on behalf of the commission.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, Mr. Barrington submitted changes to the disposition regarding a Title IX application form. On a motion by Aaron Natale and seconded by Tony O'Banion, it was recommended to approve the changes. And I so move on behalf of the committee.
Questions? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
The last item on the agenda was a discussion requested by the committee about the resolution document adopted by the board on October 7, 2025, addressing 2025-2026 supplemental pay for CPSB employees. Dr. Betty Washington asked for staff back to the board with information on the number of employees who received the full supplement and the number of employees who received a prorated supplement for the 2025-2026 school year. She also requested the determining factors for recovering funds and who authorized the retrieval of 2025-2026 funds. The committee also considered changes to the resolution document for the 2026-2027 school year and asked staff to return with 2 options for the distribution of considerations, including keeping the supplement as one-time payment or dividing the supplement into 2 payments. On a motion by Aaron Natale and seconded by Tony O'Banion, it was recommended that there be 2 options brought to the board in October for the distribution of supplemental for the 2026-2027 school year. There being no further business to discuss, on a motion by Dr. Betty Washington and seconded by Tony O'Banion, the committee adjourned the meeting at 6:30 p.m. This concludes the report.
You're gonna give us those recommendations in October or November?
So we have to pay in October, we pay at the end of the month in October.
Right.
If you want us to come to you with the two options, it's gonna be a really short turnaround to do it in October like we would normally do it. If you want the two options, we'd probably need to do it earlier than that so we can have everything ready in the background. When I speak to payroll about what it would take to have everything ready and make a change on board night, you know, there's a lot of work and things that they have to do in the background to get the checks right at the end of the month when we have a board meeting at the very beginning of first, second week of October.
All right, so you're.
I would like to know before October whether or not we're doing one or two checks. That would be.
Would it be beneficial for us to go ahead and make a motion and give you what we want to do tonight? You're ready?
If you want to do that, you can certainly do that. We did send a report in terms of what we've recovered. In terms of the amount of money, I want to say it was about $250,000 is what they got back so far this year. 248,820. Those checks are greater than the regular payroll check for the month.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and make a motion that we adopt the two payment system. I mean, I think if we give them direction tonight, it gives them time to get ready to do whatever they need to do. That's just, if nobody wants to do it, then that's fine, but I think we ought to give them some direction now. Because they're bumping up against timelines.
Yeah, I think at the last meeting that we had, and we discussed this, Reverend Wallace asked for some type of survey, I think, to go out to teachers or something like that. So I don't think it'd be appropriate to do that tonight.
Okay, and I would like to say that the date I gave you tonight isn't like what a teacher wants or what a teacher doesn't want. It's solely based on the amount of money that we're losing based off of, you know, not being able to recover that money. Does that make sense? So, I mean, I get it. We want to do as much as we can, but in my mind, this isn't necessarily about providing the teachers a choice whether or not they want a one check or a two check. This is a situation where we're able to recover a greater percentage of the money if we do it in two. And then also my folks who are hired on, let's say mid-year, they would get a check in the spring, where right now they don't, because we get that one check in October and everybody hired on.
Mr. Fowler, I've got a question for you. Would it be, I don't know what the optics would be, I'm just talking out loud, but it would escrow say 10% of the supplement for each employee, and then upon retirement or termination, give them back what's been escrowed. That way, if they left early, we'd have more to claw back, or that's not even possible. I'm just talking out loud. I know a lot of companies that do that certain things.
One of the problems is that suppose they retire 20 years from now, you're gonna have to have an escrow account with that over 20 years. They're not being paid the supplements that.
That's why I asked. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm just trying to think of a way.
I mean, I really do think it's better if we're paying out the supplement, you know, if it's supposed to be paid out this year, we pay it out this year. I think it's just a matter of the actual, whether it's paid all in October or whether it's paid in October or in March is,
yeah.
I mean, especially with the number of employees we have.
Yeah, I'm just gonna reach out to my people and see what they want. I can't support what you want right now, but I want to reach out to see what the employees want, if they want two payments or one. So.
We're gonna have to say it.
And like we talked about in the last meeting too, we did reach out to both unions, and both unions were just fine with 2 supplements instead of 1.
Ms. Butler?
Is it possible for us to get with our principal?
We can, like I said, it's certainly do that. We can give you, and you don't have to make a decision tonight, but I just don't want a decision in the October board meeting to be able to turn around and give that money in October. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying you have to have a decision. Just please give me a decision before October, is what I'm saying.
Ms. Haley?
How about we put this on next month's agenda? Gives everybody time. I will say, I am an educator, once an educator, always an educator, and I personally don't think this is something that needs to go before teachers and personnel. It's more of a budget issue than it is an education. This doesn't, it involves them, but this needs to be our decision, not
Please don't.
So I reached out to both the teachers unions myself, and a lot of fellow teachers I know and everything. I didn't have one person push back on this. I don't think it's as much of a pushback. As long as they're getting the money, I know a lot of them are actually excited about, hey, it's going to be less taxes, stuff like that. So there's a lot of benefits they are seeing to it once you speak to them about it. But this is more about us having the ability to recover money that we're losing, that our taxpayers, our constituents, dollars. This is why we need to do this. It's not a matter of, hey, which one do they want? It's a win-win for this if we do this. They get more money spread out throughout the year, and it also gives us the ability to get the money back that our taxpayers are paying and losing because we can't recover it. So I feel like not doing this is a disservice to our constituents.
So, man,
I support it. I mean, I've gotten hadn't gotten any negative feedback, but I think it may be better to address it next meeting, to actually have it on the agenda.
Roger that.
Just in case.
So do we need to table the motion?
No.
You didn't get us, no? So is everybody agree?
Yes.
Table it to next month?
I'll put it on the agenda.
That's where we are. Okay, so moving on to number 9. Take appropriate action. A, renewal of the 16th section lease agreement with Homewood Enterprise Incorporated. So moved. Motion by Mr. Hardison, seconded by Mr. Castillo.
Yeah, this is just a 16th section lease agreement.
I don't have any questions. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. B, approval of a resolution providing for issuance, sale, and delivery of 12 million general obligation bonds, to School District Number 24 of Calcasieu Parish, Louisiana, Series 2026, confirming the sale thereof by negotiating to Stifel, Nicholas and Company Incorporated, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, providing for levy of taxes for payment of principal thereof and interest thereon, adopting post-issuance tax-exempt debt compliance policy, and providing for other matters in connection with the foregoing. Motion by Mr. O'Banion, seconded by Mr. Castillo. All in favor, say aye. Anybody opposed? Motion carried. C, approve a resolution ordering and calling a special election to be held in School District Number 30 of Calcasieu Parish, Louisiana, November 3rd, 2026, authorizing the incurring of debt of issuance of bonds of said district and making application to the State Bond Commission and providing for other matters in connection thereof. Motion by Mr. Castillo, seconded by Mr. Bro. All in favor, say aye. Carries. D, reappointment of Tad Martin as CPSB representative of Chenault International Airport Authority Board, representing the east side. So moved. Motion by Mr. Hardesty, seconded by Ms. Fontenot. Comments, questions? Oh, yeah. Sorry, Mr. Morton.
You have any questions of me?
Just state your name and address for the record, please.
Tad Martin. I'm the board member for the east side.
Address, please.
Excuse me?
Your home address.
5288 Big Lake Road, Lake Charles, 79605.
Thank you. Anyone have any questions?
I just comment.
Mr. Dean?
No, I appreciate our conversation, I appreciate you contacting us, and then
Yeah.
I've talked to other board members, and they say you do a good job contributing, so we appreciate that. Maybe a little more updates every so often.
Right, I'd like to apologize for that.
Beneficial.
As I told the ones I talked to, that, you know, Charles and I would always write that letter to you guys together, and then, generally, you know, he would come present it, to represent us and let y'all know what's going on. So my intention is to be here at least every other board meeting or every third one, to answer questions about what's going on. There's a lot of good things going out there. We just did the groundbreaking for the new hangar that, Landlock's gonna be occupying. And we've got a lot, you know, the old, golf course, so we're working on that and building that out.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Martin, I think the biggest thing is, I didn't know who you were or until you showed up tonight. So I think your presence, even though the letter, we appreciate that, but I think just coming and represent a little bit would help show the support as well behind the letter.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we're here to, you know, do what's the best thing for the whole community and the school board.
And I appreciate that.
Anyone else have any questions, concerns? Okay, then let's vote to, so the motion is to reappoint Tad Martin to represent the East Side, Dr. Pierce over representative for Chenault International. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you for your service.
I'll make you proud.
E, approval of contract renewals for 2026 through 2028.
Yeah, this is just, contract.
Dr. Washington, we have a motion in a second. Second by Mr. Baumgartner. Questions? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? No, motion carries. F, approval of the purchase of property at 146 Highway 109 in District 24, which is Starks, to be used for school improvements and authorizing the board president to sign all necessary documents to be funded $150,000 from Riverboat Funds.
And so this is a piece of property across from Starks High School.
Okay, motion by Mr. Bennion, seconded by Mr. Pishon.
Robert, I have a question. I think I know the answer. So we've been buying land out of Riverboat funds.
Yes, sir.
For all the schools.
I mean, as property becomes available, it's one of the things that we've been trying to do is if we've got property out there that we feel could be useful to the schools, we've been buying from Riverboat.
Okay. I just recall a discussion trying to prioritize how we were gonna pay for it, whether it was through, I know we can't throw a bond out there every time we need to buy land, although they just passed one. And I'm not gonna start, I'm gonna support it, but they just passed a bond. I guess the land just came up after the election, bond election, I don't know.
Yeah, the land is recent. It is the landowner just reached out and said that they would be looking to sell.
But I thought maybe we had prioritized if a bond district has some capital improvement funds, whether it's 50 million or something else, if that was priority, I thought we had that discussion. And then,
So, you know, y'all can decide however you want to decide in order to pay for it. I can tell you too, there are some districts that, you know, we've purchased land with riverboat funds. There are some districts that, you know, they may purchase it with other funds, but I mean, this is.
I was just curious on principle, because I thought we had this discussion on a piece of land in Sulphur. And that we were looking at, you know, riverboat funds, 50 million funds, or bond funds. And so I just found it odd that we just passed a bond, that they passed a bond there, and congratulations. And we're taking 150,000 out of riverboat funds to buy this land. So maybe the foresight should be, next time we do a bond, let's put a little money in for land, maybe, so we just don't keep tapping riverboat. I'm gonna support it, but it seems like riverboat.
And there is money in this bond for land, but this land was, came on the market recently, after the bond. So there is money in that bond for land. But but it's just different land.
You can't take a little bit out of that and buy this one.
I mean, that's
Just curious. Where we at? Mr. O'Brien?
In this particular case, that's, like Dr. Van Meter said, there is money in there for land, but not this land. This land became available after the fact. I mean, we just got to be sure we can do everything we had in the bond. Because we've still got some issues on some land in that we don't know what we're gonna have to pay for the property once we do one phase of this, because it wasn't worked out ahead of time. So, but it's a separate thing, you know, from the bond.
Mr. Brooks?
Historically, since I've been on the board for 20 some odd years, we have always bought land out of riverboat funds or done one-time, non-recurring expenses, adding pods and all that kind of stuff. All over the parish, especially north and southeast of the southwest of the parish. We've done some in Sulphur. We've done all that. That's kind of what the riverboat funds were for. If there was some money left over after a bond project was passed, sometimes we'd use whatever that was to kind of supplement whatever the purchase price of the land was. I know the one that we're gonna try to pass has money in there for land purchases, so we don't have to come begging to be able to get money to be able to buy stuff. And it wasn't that long ago that a lot of areas couldn't pass a bond or didn't want to pass a bond, so we took $50 million out of our rainy day fund, or whatever you want to call it, our chemo falls kicking in, but out of that fund to be able to supplement things that needed to get done. I'll leave that alone there, but historically, we have bought land out of riverboat funds, non-recurring expenses.
Anyone else? Okay, everybody feels like y'all ready to vote? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Number 10, bid reports for ratification. Need a motion for 8, LCDA Annex, hurricane repairs, Seth Creola Construction, $1,450,000. There's also 3 alternates. So, motion by Mr. Hardesty, seconded by Ms. Pownell. Questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? No. Motion carries. Move on to 11A and B. All right. Seconded, motion by Mr. Hardesty, seconded by Mr. Bain. A, SY 2026, bid 2026 small equipment school nutrition program funds. Staff recommends line item selections from a pool of suppliers with the lowest and responsive bids. Economical, Lafayette, ECD, and SWB. B, SY 2026, bid 2026 large equipment, school nutrition program. Staff recommends associated funds for the lowest and responsive bids. Total of $62,725. Any discussion on A or B? Will we vote on them at the same time? All in favor of approving, say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Motion's carried. 12, Commissioner.
Move on 12A and B.
Mr. Morrison made a motion. Seconded by Mr. Castile. A, it's bid 2027 welding training simulation equipment. 2 of the following. VRTEX 360 plus dual user virtual reality welding training simulation, career development funds. And B, band instruments, supplies, and equipment for Bell City High School, provided by Riverboat funds. Questions? All in favor of A and D? Aye. Any opposed? Motion's carried. 13 are our correspondence.
So moved.
Second. I didn't hear who did the motion.
I did.
Ms. Reynolds made the motion, seconded by Mr. Brogan. A, the change order number 6 for the project, new gymnasium and site improvements at Washington Marion High School, District 31 bond funds, Eleanor Architect and Associates LLC, Architect Park Development LLC, Contractor, this is an increase of 33 days. Comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? No opposed, carries. 14, condolences and recognitions. We'll start on your side, Mr. Pichon. Mr. Bay? I have none.
Reverend Wallace asked me to request a letter of condolence for Miss Pat Brown, Athena Brown. I believe she was the first minority supervisor in our district. A letter to be sent to her children, Gregory and Glenn Brown.
I want to say something about Jude Terrio. He was actually the first superintendent that I had worked with as a board member. Now, he and I had some knockdown, drag-out fights over the years, but I will tell you that this parish would not be where it is today as far as for the technology that we have in force if it would not for him and for Cheryl Abshire. Those two back then, when computers were just kind of starting to come out, had the vision to be able to put things in place, to be able to help us move forward, to be able to see the future, what our students were going to need, to be able to operate in 21st century and going forward. There were a lot of things, other things that he put in place that were for the benefit of the district and our students, and we're seeing a lot of that as of today. We've had a lot of superintendents come and go since then. We've had some good ones, some pretty good ones, and then some great ones. But his sight to see what was coming down the road and put things in place to be able for our students to capitalize on that was kind of visionary. So kudos to him.
I would like to be added to Dr. Reverend Wallace's condolence letter. Ms. Pat Brown was a big advocate in our community. She was a neighbor, and actually she died the day before she would have made 97, so she passed on May 10th. I'm sorry, yes, her birthday was May 10th, she passed on May 9th. So it's a great loss for our community, big loss.
Condolence to Julie Oliver, her grandfather being Sellers passed away.
Concludes that. Motion to adjourn by Mr. O'Banion. Seconded by Ms. Fontenot. All in favor? Aye. Meeting's closed. Don't forget, June 2nd, budget meeting.